Right then, let's jump straight into it. That El Clásico. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Sunday, May 11th, 2025. I mean, everyone knew this one could decide the La Liga title.
Oh, absolutely. The stakes were sky high, not just bragging rights. This was potentially the title decider.
And wow, did it deliver a proper 7-goal thriller. Back and forth, ending Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 3.
What a game. But how we got to that final score, that's the real story, isn't it? It wasn't straightforward at all.
Not even close. Madrid came out absolutely flying. 5 minutes in, boom, penalty.
Yeah, Mbappe. Just too quick. He got past Szczesny, the Barca keeper, who brought him down. Clear pin.
No doubt. And Mbappe, cool as you like, just slotted it home. 1-0 Madrid. What a start for them.
And they didn't let up, did they? About, 14 minutes on the clock? He scores again?
Yeah, 14th minute, classic Madrid counter. Vinícius Jr. the provider this time.
Right, slipped Mbappe through. And Barcelona's high line just got caught out. It's a bit like, how Inter Milan have caused them problems sometimes?
It's something teams try, isn't it? But Mbappe is just lethal in that space.
He really is. And his record against Barca, what is it now? 10 goals in 8 games?
Something like that, yeah. He just loves playing against them, clearly. Makes you wonder, how Barca plan to cope with him next time.
Do they sit deeper? Do they risk the high line? Big questions for Flick.
But look, Barcelona, especially at home, their gut fight. Just 5 minutes after going 2 down, so 19th minute, they get one back.
Yeah, Eric Garcia, a header from a corner. Ferran Torres took it.
And get this, apparently that was Barcelona's first goal from a corner all season.
No way, really? That's quite a stat.
Tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what a time to finally score one.
Absolutely. Huge moment psychologically. And Torres, his delivery was spot on. Shows his importance.
Then things really started cooking for Barca. Just after the half-hour mark, Lamine Yamal.
Ah, yes, 32nd minute. He'd been kind of quiet up till then, hadn't he?
He had. But then, wow, what a strike. You called it sumptuous in the notes, and that feels right. Just brilliant.
It really was. And guess who assisted?
Let me guess. Ferran Torres again.
You got it. He was really, pulling the strings for them in that period.
Incredible. And Yamal shows his quality, even after a quiet start. Maybe Madrid thought they had him contained?
Possibly. Underestimated the threat, maybe. Big mistake.
Because 2 minutes later, bang. 34th minute,
Right.
Rafinha scores.
Yep. Pedri with a really smart assist this time. And there was a bit of chaos in the Madrid defense, wasn't there?
Yeah, a mix-up. Looked like Lucas Vázquez and Mbappe, actually, got in each other's way.
And Barca just pounced. Those moments, those little errors, they get punished at this level. Shows the pressure.
And they weren't done. Just before halftime, 45th minute, Rafinha again.
Incredible. And Torres again with the assist, his third.
This one came from another Madrid mistake, though, right? Lucas Vázquez again, I think.
Yeah, another defensive slip. So, they go from 2-0 down to leading 4-2 at the break. He couldn't make it up.
Mental stuff. Speaks volumes about Barca's attack when it clicks, doesn't it? Even if Madrid had, defensive issues.
Definitely. Scoring 4 like that against Real Madrid, whatever the circumstances, that's impressive. Maybe Madrid kept that high press going a bit too long.
Could be. So, halftime, 4-2. You think, okay, catch your breath. But nope. Second half was just as mad.
Pretty much. Early on, Yamal puts the ball in the net again.
Right, but ruled out, wasn't it? Offside.
Yeah, Rafinha was flagged. Just straight off in the build-up. Tiny margins, with VAR.
Always the way.
Oh.
Frustrating for Barca at that moment, though.
Then, about 70 minutes in, the main man strikes back for Madrid.
Mbappe completes his hat-trick. Vinícius Jr. with the assist again. 4-3. Game absolutely on.
And what a moment that was. His first hat-trick in El Clásico for Real Madrid.
And the first Madrid player to score one since, who was it? Zamorano. Way back in 95.
That's the one. Even Zamorano. And Mbappe joins Messi and Suarez, I think, as the only players this century with a La Liga Clásico hat-trick.
Wow. Elite company. And that goal actually put him ahead in the Golden Boot race at that point, didn't it? Ahead of Lewandowski.
Yeah, it just adds another layer to his season. Even in a losing cause on the day, his individual quality is just staggering.
But the drama wasn't over. Soon after Mbappe made it 4-3, Rafinha had a massive chance for Barca, didn't he?
Oh, a huge chance. What you'd call a sitter. Should have scored, really.
Yeah, could have made it 5-3 and maybe killed the game off.
Exactly. When you miss those, you keep the opposition hoping. And Madrid definitely kept pushing.
They did. Victor Munoz had a decent chance, I remember.
And Szczesny had to make another save from Mbappe, too. It was nervy.
Then, deep into stoppage time. Fermin Lopez. He scores. but then it's disallowed.
Yeah, that was controversial. Handball, wasn't it? After he challenged Valverde for the ball. Always debatable, those calls.
Looked like it might end 4-3 after all that, but then Fermin did score, right, like properly this time.
He did. 90 plus 5 minutes on the clock. He finds the net, seals the win. Some reports initially said 5-3 because of the confusion around the disallowed one, but yeah, it finished 4-3.
What an ending. Just unbelievable drama right to the very last second.
The perfect ending to a crazy Clásico, really. That's why we love this fixture, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now, looking at the stats, they kind of back up the story, don't they? Barca dominated possession, like over 62%.
Yeah, and they had way more shots too, 23 to Madrid's 9, and crucially, more on target 9 versus 5.
So while Madrid were, let's say, efficient, maybe clinical, thanks to Mbappe,
Barca just created more overall. Their sustained pressure eventually told, you could argue.
it was feisty too. Loads of fouls, 32, I think, and 7 yellow cards.
Yep, typical Clásico intensity, no quarter given. Courtois made 5 saves for Madrid, Szczesny 2 for Barca, but crucial ones.
And this win means Barcelona did the clean sweep over Madrid this season, right? 4 wins from 4 meetings in all competitions.
That's right. Incredible record. And for Hansi Flick, the manager, well, he matches Pep Guardiola as the only Barca bosses to win their first 4 Clásicos.
That is some achievement in your first season. Speaks volumes.
It really does. And young Lamine Yamal, youngest player ever to be on the winning side in 4 straight Clásicos. He's only 17.
Mental. Just incredible talent.
Yeah.
We should mention, though, Madrid were missing quite a few defenders, weren't they?
Yeah, that's fair context. I think 6 key defensive players were out. That obviously makes a difference against Barca's attack.
No doubt. That must have played a part. So the big picture. This win puts Barca 7 points clear.
Yep. 7 points clear, only 3 games left to play.
So they just need one more win, basically. Or hope Madrid drop points.
Pretty much. They're in a commanding position now. It would take a huge collapse for them not to win La Liga from here.
Massive, massive result. Oh, and did you see the kit Barca were wearing? The special Travis Scott one?
Ah, yeah, the collaboration kit. Looked quite smart, actually. Adds to that whole global event feel of El Clásico, doesn't it?
Definitely. And over 50,000 fans there at the Olympic Stadium, too. Must have been some atmosphere.
You bet. Proper occasion.
One last thing on Mbappe, even though Madrid lost. That hat-trick took him to 39 goals for the season.
Yep, 39 goals in his debut season, which, incredibly, breaks Ivan Zamorano's old record for most goals in a first season at Real Madrid.
Wow. So even in defeat, he's still breaking records.
Yeah.
Just shows his quality.
Absolutely. A phenomenal player having a phenomenal season, regardless of this result.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Key takeaways from this absolute epic. Well, first, it was just pure entertainment, wasn't it? A proper roller coaster.
Definitely. 7 goals, lead changes, drama, and it showed Barca's resilience, didn't it?
Yeah.
Coming back from 2-0 down like that.
Huge mental strength.
Yeah.
And tactically, they got it right after that tricky start.
Yeah. And secondly, the title race impact. It feels almost decisive now, doesn't it? That 7-point gap is huge at this stage.
It really is. Madrid needs snookers now, you feel. Despite Mbappe's brilliance, Barca are firmly in the driving seat.
So looking forward then. This game was so intense, so high scoring. What does it tell us, if anything, about where this rivalry is right now? Is the balance shifting again?
That's a great question. I mean, 4 wins for Barca this season suggests something. But Madrid pushed them all the way here. And what about next time? What tactical battles, what individual moments might we see? It leaves you wanting more already, doesn't it?
It certainly does. You just know the next El Clásico will bring its own unique drama. Plenty to think about.
Your passion for the game can make learning English, well, not just easier, but actually fun.
Which is key, isn't it? Enjoyment.
Exactly. And it's fascinating how, our brains work. When you're genuinely into something, like, say, the latest transfer gossip or a really nail-biting match,
Yeah.
your brain is just much more open to taking in new information.
Yeah.
It's not like forcing yourself through, boring grammar exercises.
No forced marks.
It's more like absorbing the language sort of naturally within a context you already get and, importantly, you care about. You're just more likely to notice new words, different ways of phrasing things.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like study, does it?
Not at all. It's just keeping up with a sport you love.
Exactly.
Look, if you're finding this deep dive helpful and you want to keep exploring this whole connection between football and learning English, there's something really simple but really important you can do for us.
That's right. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
And it keeps us motivated, honestly, to keep bringing you more content that mixes your love for football with ways to actually improve your English.
Exactly. By subscribing, you'll get those daily updates. Football news, real English, fun content, all designed to help you get better.
So yeah, make sure you don't miss out. See you in the next one.